Stakeholder Relationship Committee, and the NRC Committee of your company. He is Chairman and Managing Director of the Delhi-based renowned chartered accountancy firm Messrs. S.R. Dinodia and Company Limited. He is on the board of Hero Motocorp and Hero Fincorp Limited. He is also the chairman of the board of Shriram Pistons and Rings Limited. Coming to the bottom row, on the extreme left, is Mr. K.K. Kaul, a whole-time director of the company with a total experience of around 46 years in your company. He is also the chairman of the Risk Management Committee and member of the Board Finance Committee of the company. Next to him is Mr. K.K. Sharma, whole-time director and head of EHS functions of the company. He has more than 33 years of experience in agrochemicals and pharmaceutical areas in manufacturing and in the EHS field. Unfortunately, Mr. Pravesh Sharma and Mrs. Ramani Nirula, independent directors of the company, are not present today due to some unavoidable circumstances and have sought leave of absence from the AGM. The representative of statutory auditors, Mr. Abhishek Rara, partner, Messrs. Pricewaterhouse Chartered Accountants LLP, and the representative of the secretarial auditors, Mr. Devesh Vashisht, partner, Messrs. Sanjay Grover and Associates Company Secretary, are also connected here. I hope you must have received and read the notice of this AGM, which I will now take as read. I will now read my speech for all the shareholders. Dear shareholders, the financial year 2021 began with the second wave of the pandemic peaking in June quarter 21. It was a difficult period for our employees, our business associates, and the entire country. The company put in place processes to ensure that timely support was available to our employees and the communities around us. Fortunately, the rapid rollout of vaccination by the government ensured that subsequent infections were mild and its impact within manageable limits. On the economic front, we witnessed two opposing trends emerge. As the pandemic abated, business activity picked up rapidly, and this got reflected in higher GDP growth, a record $400 billion plus of merchandise exports, buoyant tax collection, and improved business confidence. At the same time, global inflationary pressures started to build up, which got rapidly accentuated in the last quarter of the financial year with the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Navigating the uncertainties will be a key challenge. Let me now review the performance of the company during 21-22. I will restrict myself to the broad trends as detailed information can be accessed from the results presentation and the annual report on our website. During financial year 22, your company witnessed strong operating performance and record earnings despite the challenges arising from the second and third waves of COVID-19, supply chain disruptions, and high energy prices. Our businesses have shown resilience during these volatile times. Revenues. The company's revenue on a consolidated basis was rupees 9,849 crores in financial year 22 vis-a-vis rupees 8,308 crores last year. The Chlor-Vinyl business registered a growth in revenue of 79%, driven by higher realizations for all products and higher volumes for the chlor-alkali business. Revenue for sugar business declined by 27% due to lower export and domestic sugar volumes. Shriram Farm Solutions business registered an 11% growth in revenue. Fenesta business registered a growth of 47% on account of higher volumes and prices. Fertilizer business revenue also witnessed a growth of 47% due to higher gas prices, while the revenue from bioseed business declined by 13% as volumes dipped. PBDIT, profit before depreciation, interest and tax on a consolidated basis improved to rupees 1,888 crores, up 52% over the last year. The improvement was driven by 168% increase in PBDIT of the chlor-alkali business or Shriram Farm Solutions recorded a 24% growth in PBDIT led by higher volumes. Fenesta business achieved a 95% growth in PBDIT led by higher volumes. Overall, PBDIT margins improved to 19% from 15% last year. Net profit on a standalone basis for financial year 22 was up by 58% to rupees 1,049 crores from rupees 662 crores in financial year 21. Cash flow. Improved operating profits along with efficient working capital management resulted in healthy cash flows. As a result, finance costs decreased by 30% to rupees 85 crores and net debt as on March 31st, 2022 rupees 4 crores vis-a-vis rupees 135 crores as on March 31st, 2021. A healthy balance sheet along with robust financial ratios enables us to invest in continuous growth as well as manage business uncertainties. We have multiple investment projects in chemicals and sugar business which are under implementation and will be completed over the next 12 months. These will add to our operating and financial strength going forward, making our businesses more resilient. I'll now give a brief on the business-wise performance. Chloro-Vinyl. Revenues of chemicals consisting of caustic soda, chlorine, hydrogen, hydrochloric acid, and stable bleaching powder was higher by 95% at rupees 2,498 crores vis-a-vis rupees 1,283 crores in financial year 21. With the return to normal business activity, markets bounced back after a year of subdued demand. Realizations per ton were substantially higher due to global supply chain disruptions and higher energy prices, particularly in the second half of financial year 22. Vinyl business revenues was driven by higher realizations and increased by 53% to rupees 1,119 crores. Overall revenue for the chloro-vinyl was 79% higher at rupees 3,616 crores from rupees 2,015 crores last year. Sugar business. Revenues declined by 27% to rupees 2,474 crores vis-a-vis rupees 3,385 crores in financial year 21. Last year, the central government had allotted a higher export quota plus provided incentives which was withdrawn, resulting in lower exports in the current year. Domestic dispatches were reduced due to lower allocation under government release mechanism. Distillery volumes were also lower given the low availability of feedstock. We have put a strategy in place to take care of these constraints. Agri-input businesses. Shriram Farm Solutions revenue was higher by 11%, led by higher volumes in seed and plant nutrient verticals. Fertilizer business revenue was higher by 47% due to higher gas prices. Revenue for bioseed business was lower by 13%, driven by volumes. Overall, agri-input business revenues were up 21% at rupees 2,682 crores. Fenesta business is our B2C business wherein revenues were higher by 47% at rupees 529 crores, led by higher volumes and prices. Last year, the market was adversely impacted during first wave of COVID-19 in Q1 financial year 21. With construction activity returning to pre-pandemic levels, we expect the demand for a range of building products to show a sustained growth. I will share the new investment plans which are underway right now. The company has ambitious growth plans through capacity enhancement plus diversification into adjacent business streams and is investing about rupees 3,500 crores. The following major projects are under implementation at the Bharuch Chemical Complex. The expansion of caustic soda and flakes capacities have been recalibrated to achieve additional 850 tons per day and 600 tons per day output respectively. It is planned to be commissioned by Q1 financial year 24. The hydrogen peroxide facility with a capacity of 57,750 tons per annum is planned to be commissioned in Q1 financial year 24. The epichlorohydrin ECH facility with a capacity of 52,000 tons per annum along with glycerine purification facility is to be commissioned by Q1 of financial year 24. Expansion of anhydrous aluminium chloride capacity by 32,850 tons per annum is to be commissioned in phases by Q4 financial year 23. The 120 megawatt coal-based new power plant is underway and is planned to be commissioned in Q3 financial year 23. The following projects announced for the sugar business are progressing as per schedule. The 120 kiloliters per day multi-feed distillery with grain at Ajbapur is planned to be commissioned in Q3 financial year 23. Crushing capacity expansion at Ajbapur, which is 3,000 tons crushed per day, along with the full conversion to refined sugar of total crushing capacity of 13,500 tons per day crush, is planned to be commissioned by Q3 financial year 23. The Haryana sugar refinery expansion of 8,000 tons per day is planned to be commissioned by Q3 financial year 23. Potash fertilizer from distillery ash, 4,600 tons crushed per day, is planned to be commissioned by Q2 financial year 24. We continue to explore more possibilities to increase the scale and revenue streams across our businesses. Environment, social and governance. On the ECG front, we are taking focused steps towards making our operations more sustainable. Your company is 11 times water positive, 34% of the total power consumed in our operations is green, and we are in the process of sourcing additional green power to the extent of about 50 megawatts. We are taking steps to reduce and recycle waste as well as reduce our carbon footprint. This year, we have published our business responsibility and sustainability report, which is available in our annual accounts. Human resources and employee relations. The organization is poised to grow by building on its strengths. To enable this, there has been a strong focus this year to build a culture that drives the employees' behavior to achieve the organization goals. For this to be accomplished, 3 HR pillars have been identified. First is culture. Second is capacity building, and that will drive the third, which is driving growth. The focus on building cordial and harmonious relationship with the employees of the company has continued on a sustained basis. An environment of mutual trust, understanding and faith has been nurtured in line with the progressive philosophy of the organization to work in a collaborative way and build togetherness. The core value of respect and dignity has been well institutionalized in the organization, ensuring fairness, transparency and engagement. Community welfare. Just as in previous year, the company continued its support for employees and communities impacted by the pandemic. As the severity of COVID reduced, we focused our commitment back toward the long-term programs aligned with community needs and national priorities. The activities also support the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals or SDGs. After due deliberation and consultation, the company has identified 4 focus areas to work in. These are 1. Preventive healthcare and sanitation, 2. Educational, vocational skills and livelihood, 3. Environment sustainability, and 4. Rural development. For shareholders who are keen to understand our efforts in greater detail, I would encourage them to go to our websites. Acknowledgements. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the directors of our board for their constant advice and guidance. We really value that. On behalf of the board, I extend our sincere gratitude to all our employees for their commitment towards the organization during this difficult period. Once again, this AGM has been made possible by the dedication of our secretarial, finance, IT, and corporate communications teams. I would like to thank all our customers, dealers, government authorities, financial institutions, bankers, auditors, suppliers, and all business associates for their continued trust in us. Finally, and equally importantly, I would like to place on record our sincere appreciation to all our shareholders who have supported us at all times. Thank you very much. Since the auditor's report is not qualified or modified, there is no need to read the auditor's report. We now therefore proceed further. The proposed resolutions have already been with you. I now invite the shareholders who have registered themselves to speak as a speaker to ask their questions, please.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. We request all the speaker shareholders to please limit your questions or comments to 3 minutes. I now invite the first speaker shareholder, Mr. Pradeep Sood from Delhi, folio number IN 30112715633348.
थैंक यू चेयरमैन साहब, थैंक यू वेरी मच। मैं प्रदीप सूद दिल्ली से अपने साथी भाई अजय खुराना जी के साथ आपका पूरे बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स का तहे दिल से स्वागत करता हूं और शुक्रगुजार हूं आपका कि आपने मुझे बोलने के लिए समय दिया। चेयरमैन सर, बीते सालों से आप जिस मेहनत, लगन, ईमानदारी से कंपनी के लिए डिवोशन और डेडिकेशन से काम करते चले आ रहे हैं और इस कंपनी के शेयर्स को नई ऊंचाइयां दी हैं, बेहतरीन डिविडेंड दिया है और अच्छा रिटर्न दिया है, और हम ये उम्मीद करते हैं और आशा जताते हैं कि आगे आने वाले समय में भी इसी तरह से काम करते हुए आप इस कंपनी के शेयर्स को और नई ऊंचाइयां देंगे। बहुत ही बेहतरीन डिविडेंड की उम्मीद है और बहुत ही अच्छे रिटर्न की उम्मीद है हमें। आप ऐसा करके दिखाएंगे, पूरे बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स मेहनती है, डेडिकेटेड है, ऐसा करके दिखाएंगे और होगा, 100% होगा। बाकी हमारे शेयर डिपार्टमेंट में हमारे कंपनी सेक्रेटरी साहब की जितनी तारीफ करूंगा मैं और उनके पूरे स्टाफ की, कभी भी किसी तरह की कोई भी ग्रीवेंसेस होती है हम उनको मिनट से पहले मेल कर देते हैं और हमें इतना बढ़िया जवाब, इतनी बढ़िया क्लैरिफिकेशन मिलती है उसकी कि हमारी तबीयत खुश हो जाती है। बहुत ही बढ़िया काम कर रहे हैं हमारे कंपनी सेक्रेटरी साहब अपने पूरे डिपार्टमेंट के साथ। बाकी चेयरमैन सर, ये जो इस प्लेटफॉर्म तक जुड़ने के लिए आपने जो कोरस कॉल की हेल्प के से हम जो आप इस प्लेटफॉर्म तक जुड़ पाते हैं, ये कोरस कॉल वाले हमें रिहर्सल करवाते हैं, हमें समझाते हैं, हर चीज की पूरी डिटेल देते हैं। मैं ये उम्मीद करता हूं जब तक ओटी में इस तरह की एजीएम होती रहेगी हमें कोरस कॉल का पूरा सहयोग मिलता रहेगा और इसके लिए हम अपने कंपनी सेक्रेटरी साहब उनके पूरे स्टाफ की शुक्रगुजार हैं। बाकी चेयरमैन साहब, मैं फिर से अपने साथी भाई अजय खुराना जी के साथ आपको नमस्कार करता हूं, सैल्यूट करता हूं आपके अच्छे कामों के लिए, बढ़िया परफॉर्मेंस के लिए, बढ़िया डिविडेंड के लिए, बढ़िया रिटर्न के लिए और शेयर्स को नई ऊंचाइयों के लिए। थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you very much, Sood Saab. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We now invite the next speaker shareholder, Mr. Manoj Kumar Gupta from Kolkata. Folio number IN 300-450-1121-8986. Please proceed with your question.
Hello, good afternoon, respected Chairman, Board of Directors, fellow shareholders.
Good
My name
afternoon.
is my name is Manoj Kumar Gupta. I am equity shareholder of DCM Shriram from long time. It's my pleasure to attend this meeting through VC, and I am very happy to see that Mr. Monjal is in our board, and Honorable Justice retired is in our board, and we can hope that we will get benefit through their vast experience in legal manner from Honorable Justice and industry manner from Mr. Munjal. And thanks for your company secretary to help us and his team to help.
This is the operator. Mr. Gupta, we are not able to hear you. Please check. So the backup operator will check the connection. We'll move on to the next speaker shareholder, Mr. Saket Kapoor from Kolkata. Folio number IN 300-966-107-66853. Please proceed with your question. Mr. Saket Kapoor, please unmute your line from your side. Mr.
Yeah,
Saket Kapoor, please unmute your audio and video.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Namaskar, sir. And
Namaskar.
thank you. Yeah, sir. Thank you for this opportunity, sir. Indeed, sir. And congratulations to the entire team, as you have already concluded by congratulating all the deserved people who have made it a good show. And sir, as I followed Mr. Gambhir's advice also that we are getting regular opportunities to interact with the management and on the discussion platform through the concalls. So I would be keeping my comments here very brief and would try to get some holistic views from you since you are there, sir. And others, I will definitely follow up with the management during the con calls. And I congratulate firstly, sir, for giving investors the opportunity to participate in your growth story and giving us an opportunity to have a first-hand information at all regular intervals so that we can take informed decisions and participate. So this is one of the best steps taken by you, and market has rewarded the shareholders who have participated and believe in your growth stories, and the numbers tell more than what the belief is. Sir, what I just at the management discussion part, sir, I found the point about this global capacity addition of not global Indian capacity addition of 1 million ton for this year in the caustic soda segment. So how are you seeing currently the demand supplies in this segment? Especially, sir, I think so. Earlier, there was some dumping from the countries of Iran and Japan. तो करेंटली सर ये कैसे बैलेंस्ड आउट आपको दिखता है और कैसे फेज मैनर में ये कैपेसिटीज कैसे रैंप अप होंगी और किस प्रकार से सर अभी ग्लोबल सिनेरियो कैसा बना हुआ है क्योंकि आपने आउटेज के बारे में भी डिस्कस किया था क्वार्टर 4 के कॉन कॉल के समय तो वो आउटेज का इम्पैक्ट क्या अभी भी प्राइसेस में मेंटेन लग रहा है या अभी क्या सिनेरियो है सर ईसीयू के बारे में अगर आप कुछ उल्लेख करना चाहें कि कैसे पोस्ट द एग्जिट ऑफ योर मार्च क्वार्टर अभी अप्रैल मई जून में आपने ये सिनेरियो को कैसे प्ले आउट होते हुए देखा है और सर आगे का भी आपका कैसा आउटलुक क्योंकि सर मैंने ओलियम की एक रिपोर्ट पढ़ी थी जिसमें उन्होंने एक इस डिकेड को कॉस्टिक सोडा के लिए बहुत बेटर बताया था इन टर्म्स ऑफ द डिमांड आउटलुक के साथ बट सर ये बड़ी कंपनी है और ये हरदम ही पॉजिटिव ही बोलेंगे अपने सेगमेंट के बारे में सो आई वाज सर्कमस्पेक्ट सो आई जस्ट वांटेड टू हैव आल्सो योर अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑन द सेम अगर इस पर आप कुछ लाइट थ्रो करें सर और मुझे सर इंपोर्ट डाटा पे डेफिनेटली आप बताएं सर कि आपने कौन में तो ये बताया था कि करीब 2.5 का एक्सपोर्ट था 2.5 लाख टन का एक्सपोर्ट हुआ था लास्ट में तो अभी सर लास्ट ईयर में सर हमारा नेट क्या फिगर था इंपोर्ट एक्सपोर्ट का अगर आप उस पर उल्लेख करें और करेंटली सर 1 मिलियन टन का जो आप बता रहे हैं एडिशन उसमें सर कैसे बैलेंस आउट रहेगा ये एक क्वेश्चन ऑफ हमें थोड़ा एप्रीहेंशन समझ में आ रहा है सर, ये थोड़ा आप सर जरूर समझाने की चेष्टा करें सर। यूरिया के केस में सर एक ये जो नैनो कंसेप्ट आया है, नैनो यूरिया कंसेप्ट, इस हाउ आर वी अडेप्टिंग टू दिस कंसेप्ट? हमारे तो सर विंटेज प्लांट हैं, बट आपने काफी एनर्जी चेंजेस, मैंने उसमें चेंजेस वाले आपने किया है, प्लस आपने उसमें आपको कैपेक्स करने में भी गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से भी शायद कुछ इंसेंटिव्स आए हैं। तो नैनो यूरिया पे सर आपका क्या कंसेप्ट है सर? आपने सर जैसे शुरुआत में ये पॉइंट को कैटेगरी एजीएम, बट सर मेरा अनुरोध रहेगा कि अब वर्चुअल प्लेटफॉर्म को एक हाइब्रिड मोड आप जरूर दें सर। सर देखिए, हमारे पहले मनोज भैया भी थे, वो भी कोलकाता से हैं, मैं भी कोलकाता से हूं, और इसके बाद सर मैं इवनिंग में मुंबई की एजीएम भी अटेंड कर सकता हूं। तो आपसे अनुरोध रखूंगा सर कि अगर एमसी अलाउ करे तो हाइब्रिड मोड को सर जरूर अडॉप्ट करें, जिससे आपके लोकल शेयर होल्डर्स आपसे रूबरू हो सके और हम भी सर वर्चुअल प्लेटफॉर्म के थ्रू अपने पॉइंट को रख सके। ये हमारी तरफ से सर एक अनुरोध है। एंड अदर देन दैट सर, एक पॉइंट जो एज इन्वेस्टर्स हम ये देखते हैं कि सर वैल्यू एडेड जो आपका सेगमेंट है फेनेस्टा का, उसकी वैल्यूएशन से टोटल ओवरऑल पाई में सर ठीक से वी आर अनेबल टू वैल्यू योर फेनेस्टा बिजनेस since it is a value forward integration for PVC, if I'm not if I correct me there. So how can we look to create value for the shareholders going by creating small SKUs or splitting the businesses into separate entities? What's the thought process of the management on that? And also sir, if we can look into splitting down further your stock from 2 rupees to 1 rupee, because there is an impact cost whenever a mutual fund or an HNI participate in buying or selling, that results in an abrupt movement of stock price. This is my understanding to be a participant in the market. So these two are my suggestions, sir. Look forward to interact with you on 25th post when the con call will be held, and all the best. We'll look to hear much more from the entire team, Vikram sir, Ajay sir, Paul sahab, and all the best. Thank you Gambhir sir for this opportunity. Namaskar.
Thank you, Kapoor Saab. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I now invite the next speaker shareholder, Mr. Raju Verma from Delhi. Please proceed. Mr. Raju Verma, please proceed with your question. Mr. Verma, please unmute your audio and video from your device. As there is no response from the current participant, we'll move on to the next speaker shareholder, Mr. Kirti Shah from Mumbai. Mr. Kirti Shah, please proceed with your question. Mr. Kirti Shah, please unmute your audio and video from your device and proceed with your question. As there is no response from the current speaker shareholder, we'll move on to the next speaker shareholder, Mr. Praveen Kumar from Delhi. Mr.
Hello, I am audible, sir?
Yes, sir.
Hello, I am audible, sir?
हाँ प्रवीण कुमार जी, आपकी आवाज आती है, लेकिन we can't see you.
Okay, sir. Sir, a very, very good afternoon to my respected chairman, sir, and my decorated esteemed board of director. When I say decorated, I really mean it. Earlier speaker also mentioned about Munjal sir, Pradeep Dhanojia ji, and Justice. So they are all decorated in their field, and they proven themselves. And I'm dead sure that our company will be benefited in the long run from their experience and expertise, sir. And my co-fellow shareholder who joined this meeting online, sir, myself Praveen Kumar, joining this meeting from New Delhi, sir. I have few observations which I love to share with the house, sir. Number one, I am with the company for years now, and I love to call the entire board. आज जो हमारा share price चल रहा है वो 4 figure में है. Over the period, I put my hard-earned money into the company, and I am very, very satisfied as a customer because my money grow on a sustainable basis. And I love to thank you for your detailed analysis of each word which really cover everything. So I really don't have only have the compliments because my hard-earned money is very much safe, respected chairman, and you are proven yourself, your dedication, your vision, and very, very focused approach to create the wealth of retail investors, sir. Fantabulous, sir. Fantabulous. I pray to the God that He will bless you and the entire board of our company, so that you will take our company to the newer height in the future, sir. Newer height in the future, sir. A little mention about Pradeep, respected Pradeep Dinodia, sir, because you mentioned that I am part of the Shriram Piston Ring also. He is also visionary, a thorough gentleman and a great visionary, sir. I have deepest respect. As far as the retail investor is concerned, sir, the barometer of a company is also decided by the corporate governance, sir. In this regard, I am 100% agree which the earlier speaker experienced with our company secretary, sir. He is an asset to us, because if we have anything to ask during the COVID also, he will clarify our queries with Pinat, sir. So he is an asset to us. I request through you that please maintain excellent standard of corporate governance in the future also. And sir, for the future, I wish all the team and our co-worker warrior who work for us during the COVID time best of the future, sir. And thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to share my experience for more than 2 decades, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Praveen Kumarji. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I now invite the next speaker shareholder connected on audio, Mr. Mahinder Pal Bhutani from Delhi. Please proceed with your question.
Namaskar, Chairman, sir, board member and management team. My name is MP Bhutani. My account digit is 054. I am from New Delhi. Sir, first of all, I would like to thank and appreciate to CS and his team for their quick responses, transparent approach, and accurate compliances made well in time. I feel proud that management has taken all possible steps for safety, for employee safety during the pandemic, and significant CRS contribution activities done in the crucial time for society. Sir, my question is, are inflation and the depreciation rupee a concern for DSCL? Next, the availability of semiconductor is a global challenge. The industry has been facing a semiconductor shortage. Is there any easing yet? Experts' opinion is that this will be continue in next year, this problem. And next is, could there be a project delay due to these challenges? And next, which segment do you see most growth coming from? Sir, worldwide, if we see, बहुत क्रैशेस हैं. हम देखते हैं श्रीलंका, इंडोनेशिया, टर्की, एशियन वेस्ट, इवन आल्सो रशिया और जो वार है उससे भी बहुत ज्यादा इम्पैक्ट वर्ल्ड में है. इकोनॉमिक जो है पोजीशन बहुत ही क्रूशियल पोजीशन में है. पेट्रोल के बढ़ते रेट और रुपये के डेप्रिसिएशन, इन्फ्लेशन, ये तमाम चीजें इंडस्ट्री पे बहुत ही नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट डाल रही हैं. मैं ये जानना चाहता हूं सर, हमारा क्या स्ट्रेटजी है इसको, और हम किस तरह से अपनी कंपनी को और जो चैलेंजेस हैं उसको कैसे मीट आउट करेंगे. हमारे भावी कार्यक्रम इस साल में, इस जो रिमेनिंग पीरियड है, मसल पावर बढ़ाने के क्या रहेंगे. सर, एज ए shareholder, I believe that the company management is far younger in its thinking, transparent in its working, stronger in its commitment, and more responsible. I would appreciate if you could briefly reply, and I wish the company all the best for the future and hope to see a healthy growth under your leadership and team in business and size of the company. Sir, मैं कंपनी सेक्रेटरी सुमित गंभीर जी का, उनकी टीम का बहुत बहुत तहे दिल से शुक्रिया अदा करता हूं. कोरस टीम का भी, जिन्होंने हमें इस प्लेटफॉर्म में जुड़ने के लिए हर संभव, हर तरह से हमें मदद की. कई कठिनाइयां भी आई, उसको उन्होंने हल किया. ये बहुत ही बढ़िया प्लेटफॉर्म है सर. आज मैं सुबह विप्रो की मीटिंग अटेंड कर रहा था. विप्रो हालांकि कार्बी से है, कार्बी से उन्होंने यूट्यूब पे लिया, यूट्यूब से माइक्रो जो स्पीकर थे उनको मैक्रोटेक्स के थ्रू उन्होंने ज्वाइन कराया. मगर उसमें थोड़ी मुश्किल देखी, मगर कोरस इज द बेस्ट प्लेटफॉर्म इन इंडिया फॉर कोऑर्डिनेट पर्पस एंड ज्वाइनिंग दिस मीटिंग। सर हम देखते हैं कंपनी सेक्रेटरी हमारे जो हैं बहुत ही इंडिया दिल्ली में बहुत अपना प्रभाव रखते हैं, बहुत ही अच्छी इनकी एक इमेज है और इनकी बहुत अच्छी पकड़ है अपनी फील्ड में। इनका एक्सपीरियंस हमें बहुत ही अच्छा लगता है। हम कभी इनसे अगर मिलते हैं, अपनी कोई परेशानी होती है तो हमें लगता ही नहीं है कि हम किसी कोई परेशानी में थे, अगले ही पल ही उसका हल कर देते हैं बहुत आसानी से। यही इनकी खूबसूरती है, यही इनका एक अपना तरीका है और वही हम अजय जी आपकी रहनुमाई में, आपकी लीडरशिप में कंपनी को फिजिकल मीटिंग में भी हम बड़े अच्छे से आपको देखते हैं। आपका फ्रेंडली रिलेशन रहा है इन्वेस्टर के प्रति और इन्वेस्टर के प्रति आप और भी आगे कदम बढ़ाएंगे उनके वैल्यूएशन बढ़ाने में, उनको अप्रिशिएट करने में। ये हमें पूरी आपसे उम्मीद है और आप हर बार हमारी उम्मीदों पर खरे उतरते हैं और हम देख रहे हैं कि लास्ट ईयर के मुकाबले आज हमारा शेयर किस ऊंचाई पे है। हालांकि थोड़ा सा डाउन है मगर कंपेयर टू अगर हम इंडस्ट्री देखें, पूरा ओवरऑल देखें तो हमारी जो है इतना नुकसान नहीं है जितना कि और इंडस्ट्री के शेयर हुआ है। कोई 40% डाउन हो गए हैं, कोई 50% डाउन हो गए हैं शेयर, मगर हमारा शेयर फिर भी टिका हुआ है और ये आने वाले समय में और उड़ान बढ़ेगा क्योंकि मंजिलें उन्हीं को मिलती हैं जिनके इरादों में जान होती है। इसलिए तूफानों से कह दे वो थम जाएं, ये जो बीमारियां, ये जो मुसीबतें आई हैं, क्योंकि हमारी कंपनी पंखों से नहीं बुलंद इरादों से उड़ा करती है और यही हम अजय जी और आपकी टीम से यही उड़ान हम चाहते हैं आगे बढ़ती रहे। हमारी बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं आपके साथ हैं। मैं सबको सल्यूट करता हूं जिन्होंने इस महामारी में करने के लिए बहुत बहुत कुछ दिया, हर एम्प्लॉय को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर।
थैंक यू भूटानी जी, थैंक यू।
Thank you very much. I now invite the next speaker shareholder, Mr. Yashpal Chopra from Delhi. Please proceed with your question.
Honorable Chairman, sir, Yashpal Chopra calling from Delhi. I have got lots of blessings and lots of congrats for the Shriram brothers and the eminent team of professionals around him. Sir, I am with this company since 1990 when the DCM share was being quoted around 990 and all that. At that time I had taken entry and by virtue of that I became the shareholder of all the 4 companies. So since then I have seen the companies down and up. I have seen, and now the time has come when my company is at the top of the corporate sector. The company has made the highest, the share price has made the highest ever lifetime high price of 1270. So that shows the strength of the management and the strength of the strategies. And so we are very, very much proud of the team and the management. And I just tell you that not only our company, all the companies with a brand of DCM or Shriram, they are up because that there seems that Lala Shriram is just blessing all those companies wherever, in whichever sector they are. So that is a big thing because you people, all the management of all those DCM groups, they are following the strategies of Lalaji. The strategy was integrity, transparency, investor friendliness. He was always advocating never compromise with integrity, and it should be all open and transparent deeds and must regard the investors and the employees. So the company has to think for them, and the company has been thinking, and that is because of those strategies of the management of DCM groups that our companies in all the fields, they are just scaling the new heights, and I am very much proud of all the brands of all the companies under the brand of DCM. Sir,
thank you.
Our company has made a progressive pace, has attained a progressive space in this Chlor-Vinyl, and that is contributing 79% to our revenue. That is a matter of achievement because people were under the impression that it is only because of the sugar industry that our company is going up. But now when we have seen the balance sheet, we see that though sugar is comfortable, but our main earner is this what you call Chlor-Vinyl. So that is very good. So that we have diversified in so many products. So this is the wisest strategy because we cannot afford to depend upon only one of the items. We have to just open up three, four another channels also because nobody knows at what time the government may impose any new rule on any industry. So once we are having more than one, so naturally we are afloat. So that is a big thing. And sir, in the last in my AGM at Tata Steel, I had spoken over there that those persons who had laid down the foundation of the industrial revolution in India, they should be awarded. They should be given Bharat Ratna and all that. And I had quoted the 5 names from this Tata, Birla, and Goenkas, and our Lala Shriram ji, and Nandas and all that. And I am happy to tell you that Mr. Chandrasekharan, Group MD of this Tata Group, he has been awarded Padma Bhushan. So I would like to draw the attention of the government that those persons who are really doing strengthening the economy of the country, they should be honored, they should be identified, so they should be regarded. That is my appeal to the government of India. And I can speak a lot on the subject because I am with the company for more than around 30 years. लेकिन वो कहते हैं ना कहने को बहुत कुछ है, अगर हम कहने पे आते अपनी तो आदत है कि हम कुछ नहीं कहते. तो ये है कि भाई हमारा आशीर्वाद है, कंपनी बहुत अच्छी चल रही है, बहुत अच्छी चले, और क्योंकि कंपनी की चाल में ही हमारी चाल है, कंपनी की ग्रोथ में ही हमारी ग्रोथ है. And sir, I am very much thankful to the corporate governance under Mr. Sumit Gambhir, and I am proud of his way of handling these investors. So that is a matter of pride for us, sir. I am myself being SRCN, so I have got a greatest regard for Lala Shriram, and I know that all those and the heritage of Lala Shriram is being maintained in almost all the DCM Group companies, whether it is DCM with the tag of brand of DCM or with the brand of Shriram. So all those companies are going up. These are the blessings of Lalaji, and this is our conviction in the faith, in the principles he laid down for the welfare of the company and for the investors and for the employees. Okay, sir. Best of luck to you. Thank you, sir. And thanks to our moderator for getting me a chance to speak, because it was very difficult today just to get the link. So finally I got that. So I'm thankful to them also. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Chopra ji. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I now invite the next speaker shareholder, Mr. Manoj Kumar Gupta from Kolkata. Please proceed with your question.
Acha, he got cut off. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Gupta ji,
Hello?
we can hear you. We can hear you.
Yeah. Sorry, due to power disconnection of power, some interruption was there. Sir, I am thankful to your company secretary and this team for help us to join this meeting through VC. And sir, what's your view on the single-use plastic ban from with effect from 1st July 2022 to save the environment and the earth? The government of India has imposed the ban of single-use plastic. And sir, how you will face the challenge from inflation? Inflation has gone up, and your products, every product's raw material has gone up by 20% to 30%. How you face this challenge for the inflation? And sir, is there any impact, direct or indirect, from Russia-Ukraine war on our company? Because you export to several countries, so is there any impact on our company, direct or indirect? Sir, your value-added product Fenesta UPVC windows are very good, because two or three my relatives has ordered and they have got that windows to settle in their houses. So that's are very good qualities windows. So I thanks to you that you are producing value-added products. So you should explore more products, like as Tata has started Parvez in Tata Steel. You should also explore some more products, household products. Earlier, we were not the Hindustan sanitary ware for the only commode and toilet. Now Hindustan sanitary ware has diversified. So you should also think about to explore more products. And sir, have you any plan to split of shares from rupees 2 to 1 to increase your market capital and liquidity in the market? From rupees 2 to 1. Because today your market cap is 15,841 crore. If you will split, the small investors will attract to buy, and the liquidity will increase and market cap will increase. So think about that, sir. And sir, have you any plan to come with some investment in northeast part of the country or eastern part of the country like Assam, Tripura or West Bengal? Because Assam is growing up after become the change of NDA comes in the power from last 6 years. We are changing. Assam is changed very fastly. So have you any plan to invest some money from under the umbrella of Shriram in this part West Bengal? Or sir, if it's my pleasure to visit your plant, would you allow to see your plant, sir? And I have a great respect and regards to you, your family, and I believe that you will take the company on new heights under your leadership in coming time. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Gupta ji. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I now invite the next speaker shareholder, Mr. Raju Verma from Delhi. Please proceed. Mr. Raju Verma, please proceed with your question. As there is no response from the current speaker shareholder, we'll move on to the next speaker shareholder, Mr. Kirti Shah from Mumbai.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
आपकी आवाज आ रही है.
चेयरमैन सर, गुड आफ्टरनून. गुड आफ्टरनून सर. चेयरमैन सर, आपने आपके स्पीच में जो इतना बढ़िया सा सब कुछ सारा एक्सप्लेन किया हुआ है और एक्सपांशन आपका इतना जबरदस्त है कि आप 2024 तक 3,500 करोड़ का इन्वेस्टमेंट करके आप प्लांट स्टार्ट कर रहे हो. चेयरमैन सर, एक वरी ये है कि भाई 2023 में आपका जो डेप्रिसिएशन प्रोवाइड करेंगे तो आपका प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी काफी कट जाएगा, क्योंकि इतना बड़ा एक्सपेंशन का जो आपका डेप्रिसिएशन काफी लगेगा, इंटरेस्ट कॉस्ट भी आएगी. तो अभी आप कैसे आगे बढ़ना चाहते हो और मीन्स ऑफ फाइनेंस क्या रहेगा आगे जो फर्दर पैसे का 3,500 करोड़ का एक्सपेंशन का? चेयरमैन सर, मेरा एक आपको सजेशन है कि आप 6% का कन्वर्टेबल डिबेंचर निकालिए 3% का, तो लोगों का पैसा अराउंड 14% यील्ड में आपके पास सेफ रहेगा, क्योंकि 3 साल का मेरे को 10% इंटरेस्ट मिलेगा प्लस 25% डिस्काउंट में शेयर मिलेगा, तो मेरी यील्ड हो जाएगी करीब 15% यील्ड की, ईयरली यील्ड की. तो काफी अच्छा हो जाएगा, सब शेयर होल्डर के लिए बहुत ही अच्छा हो जाएगा. तो उसके लिए जरा आप सोचिए बोर्ड ऑफ द डायरेक्टर को कि सबका पैसा सही तरह से, ये भी एक सोशल एक्टिविटी ही है कि सीनियर सिटीजन का पैसा आपकी जैसी कंपनी में 14-15% में आपका पैसा रह जाएगा, तो बहुत ही अच्छी बात है. तो उसके लिए खास सोचने की जरूरत है सब. चेयरमैन सर, अभी आपने जो वर्किंग दिखाया हुआ है मार्च क्वार्टर का, उसमें आपका नेट प्रॉफिट मार्जिन 14% है कंपेयर टू 10.84 इन होल ईयर एवरेज. तो और ये दिसंबर क्वार्टर में जो आपका था अराउंड 12.50%, तो अभी काफी बड़ा 1.5% बढ़ा हुआ है. तो हाउ जून क्वार्टर इज, तो उसके लिए भी आप थोड़ा बताएंगे, ज्यादा अच्छा रहेगा. चेयरमैन सर, अभी आपका प्रोमोटर होल्डिंग काफी कम है, 66.52 है, आप 75% तक जा सकते हैं. तो सही तरह से आप भी अभी होल्डिंग, जैसे भी मार्केट अभी थोड़ा 20% आपका प्राइस करेक्शन हुआ है, आपको मालूम है आपकी कंपनी आगे जाके क्या हो सकती है, तो सही तरह से आप आपका होल्डिंग बढ़ाए तो ज्यादा अच्छा है, क्योंकि आपका प्राइस टू बुक वैल्यू आज भी बहुत ही लो है. इतनी पुरानी कंपनी, इतनी एसेट बेस्ड कंपनी, प्राइस टू बुक वैल्यू ओनली 2.82 ही है, बहुत ही कम है. तो उसके लिए जरा सोचने की जरूरत है, उसके लिए जरा आप बताएं. और चेयरमैन, आज की डेट में अपना जो वैल्यूएशन है कंपनी का, अभी कोई आपने वैल्यूएशन कराया है कि अभी कंपनी की वैल्यूएशन क्या होनी चाहिए आज की डेट में? आप कराएगा ज्यादा अच्छा है. और आपका ब्रांड वैल्यू, पेटेंट वैल्यू आज की डेट में क्या है? तो यंग जनरेशन को जो एमबीए स्टूडेंट है उसको भी सही तरह से, सही आपका जो मल्टी डाइवर्सिफिकेशन कंपनी है, तो काफी अच्छा उसमें थोड़ा बेनिफिट मिलेगा. तो ये आप वैल्यूएशन कराएगा तो ज्यादा अच्छा रहेगा. चेयरमैन सर, विश यू ऑल द बेस्ट. थैंक यू वेरी मच सर.
Thank you, Shah Saab. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I now invite the next speaker shareholder, Mr. Atul Gadodia from Kolkata. Please proceed.
Yeah. Thank you for giving me an opportunity. Is my voice audible?
Yes, yes.
Sure.
Please go ahead. आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है.
Mr. Gadodia, we are not able to hear you. Please proceed with your question. Mr. Atul Gadodia, we are not able to hear you, sir. Please proceed with your question. As there is no response from the current speaker shareholder, we'll move on to the next speaker shareholder, Mr. Raju Verma. Please proceed with your question.
हेलो सर, मेरी आवाज आ रही है सर आपको?
आ रही है.
हेलो जी.
Yes,
गुड आफ्टरनून सर. मैं राजू वर्मा, शेयरहोल्डर, नई दिल्ली से बोल रहा हूँ और इस एजीएम में आप सभी का स्वागत करता हूँ. साथ ही सेक्रेटेरियल डिपार्टमेंट का धन्यवाद करता हूँ जिन्होंने मुझे बोलने का मौका दिया. पूर्व वक्ता काफी कुछ कह चुके हैं, काफी बातें चेयरमैन स्पीच में भी क्लियर हो चुकी हैं. वास्तव में चेयरमैन साहब की निष्ठा, ईमानदारी, कठोर परिश्रम की जितनी तारीफ की जाए कम है. डीसीएम श्रीराम लिमिटेड के हर एम्प्लॉय को सैल्यूट है सर, जिन्होंने कंपनी को आगे बढ़ाने में सहयोग दिया और अपना बेस्ट दिया. डीसीएम श्रीराम लिमिटेड एक इन्वेस्टमेंट फ्रेंडली कंपनी है. मैं सभी रेजोल्यूशन का समर्थन करता हूं. इन फ्यूचर मीटिंग को वीसी से ही करें आप. इससे कोई भी व्यक्ति कहीं से भी जुड़ सकता है सर. कंपनी ने अच्छा प्रदर्शन किया है. शेयर प्राइस हो, डिविडेंड हो या कंपनी की ग्रोथ हो, बहुत बढ़िया है सर. थैंक यू सो मच.
Thank you, Verma ji. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I now invite the next speaker shareholder, Mr. Atul Gadodia, connected on audio from Kolkata. Please proceed with your question.
Yeah, now is my voice clear?
Yes,
sir.
we can hear you, Atul ji.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for facilitating. Now, why doesn't the company go ahead with demerger of all its divisions? Since it is having multiple divisions, sugar, cement, chemicals, and in chemical fertilizers. So won't it be a feasible option to go for demerger? Number one. The second question is, there was a sugar policy mooted by the Mulayam Singh government, and I believe even our company had invested quite a large sum, and there were some returns incentives promised. So what is the fate of that sugar policy, and what is the revenue stream from that incentive scheme? And thirdly, there are many distressed rivals, bigger rivals in UP who are in distress, in sugar business I mean. So will the company look for any brownfield acquisition or something like that of those sugar assets? With these, I would like to close my option of speaking. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was the last speaker shareholder. Over to Chairman, sir, for further proceedings.
Thank you. Thank you. I'd like to thank all our shareholders who've taken interest to ask us questions and to participate, of course, but to ask questions. So I'll go one by one briefly on each one. Appreciate the point made by Mr. Pradeep Sood and his colleague, Mr. Ajay Khurana. The efforts of the management team and company secretary, we also agree that I think ultimately at the end of the day, it is the management team which is the crucial driver for success. And our approach, three brothers, as someone has also mentioned rightly, and our top management team and the management team across the board, they are the ones who give us strength to take our company forward. So we really value that. And as you rightly said, Mr. Sood, it is, I think, the chorus call who organized this interaction today, which is going very smoothly. We really appreciate that. And thank you once again for your kind words. Mr. Manoj Kumar Gupta also raised many issues. Pleased to attend here. And of course, we have a very distinguished board. We value the input of our directors tremendously. We have detailed discussions and we see their inputs coming in, which is always a value add. And our team itself is strong. You asked about the issue of splitting our shares from 2 rupees to 1 rupee. That is something, to be honest, we have not really debated, but you raised this point. We'll discuss it at the board and take a view on that. On the issue of single-use plastic, plastic is a concern worldwide, not only in India. And unless and until some change is made, we have a saying that if you always do what you always did, you will always get what you always got. Unless we make a change, we will not come out with a new solution. So I think moving for single-use plastic ban, etc., is a good direction. We have to look at solutions and get into single-use plastic to reduce use of plastic as well as reprocessing of plastic. So I think the requirement is there across the board. Inflation challenge, yes, it is an inflation, but you also asked this related question of the Russia-Ukraine war. I think this Russia-Ukraine war has created a geopolitical situation which has disrupted the business economy across the world. That has affected India too, whether it's on energy prices, whether it's on shipping and transportation, whether it's availability of goods, all that has made a big difference. So yes, it is there, but we have tried to move as proactively as possible to connect up with our suppliers, connect up with our customers, and have a tie-up so we can continue our business as good as possible. And by God's grace, we've been moving fairly satisfactorily. Fenesta is a great value-add business for the group. We have also, and we have actually within this business, we have moved from only PVC windows to aluminium windows. We're looking at different price brands, and we're always exploring new avenues of growth. That's an ongoing activity as a philosophy in our group. That is something we'll continue doing. Regarding Northeast, Fenesta has started open the showrooms in Northeast. Our agri businesses are looking at Northeast. So I think we get a better feel and grip of that. Then we'll get to know what more we can do for the Northeast part of it. But that is an integral part of India, and our objective down the line is to participate more in the Northeast of India. Mr. Saket Kapoor raised many issues regarding our team. We appreciate that. You get information, I'm happy to hear that. Caustic soda capacity you talked about. Caustic soda is a business where it's an integral requirement for any economic growth. In India, the per capita consumption of caustic soda is still very low compared to more developed countries in the world. So the potential in India is good. I think the important point is, are we a competitive supplier on a world scale? Do we have our efficiencies right? Do we have our customer relationships right? And are we working with the objective of being a world-class competitive producer with world-class relationships with customers so we get a preference? And I think that is something we are always looking at. We are always working on that direction. And yes, import-export will continue going up and down. That's part of business cycle for any business. So we are also in the same thing, but it's good to see that exports from India are going up now, which is a positive sign so for the Indian market across the board. Then this issue also, Mr. Kapoor asked regarding urea and nano urea. Yes, nano urea has started. We are exploring that also to see how does it make business sense for us, what are the options. We are looking at that. Hybrid mode for AGM, where we sincerely hope next year we'll have a full physical AGM and not have to get into a virtual mode. But let's hope and pray COVID comes more under control compared to where we are. Fenesta business value add, I've already shared with you what we are looking at, and we want to keep growing. Again, splitting the stock from 2 rupees to 1 rupee. As I said, we've not talked about it. We've not had a discussion about it. Something we will debate and discuss among ourselves. Then Mr. Raju Verma asked questions regarding, talked about the company, investor friendly. Thank you so much, Verma ji, for your kind comments and observations. We really appreciate that. Mr. Kirti Shah raised questions regarding the June quarter results. We've had a board meeting today. The results have been finalized for the quarter. They'll come out in the papers tomorrow on our website this evening. You can have a look at that, which will give you a clear idea of what is the performance like in the first quarter of this financial year. You mentioned about our investments of 3,500 crores. As I indicated in my speech also, our debt levels are very low. So our borrowing capacity is substantial, plus our cash flows are also satisfactory. So keeping these two in mind, we don't foresee really any big problem. Yes, our ratios will change, but with large capex of this type, there will always be a change. But we think it's in the right direction to keep the momentum of growth in the company going. We'll move on that. About 6% convertible debentures, that's a thought we'll discuss in our finance team also. Family shareholding at 66%, we are quite happy with that. The option is, of course, to go forward all the time. That's another debatable point we'll have a look at. Mr. Praveen Kumar raised this issue of our board, again, as I mentioned, we have a tremendous board, a great value-added board. We really appreciate the input of our directors on our discussions. Thank you for your good wishes. You might talked about Mr. Pradeep Danodia. Yes, he is a great value add and been a support for us for since 1990, since the restructuring of DCM took place. Our focus is on corporate governance. We believe in that, and we want to get into detailed analysis. We really see transparency as an integral requirement for good governance. So that's a focus we always do. Mr. Atul Garodia raised some issues of demerger. We've debated off and on, but we found there's value the way we are going today. It's a topic which may come up and discuss in the near future, but at the moment we have no plans of looking at this issue. Sugar policy with Mulayam Singh government, yes, they brought in, we also invested money at that time. Unfortunately, when they brought in this policy maybe 12, 14 years back, when the Mulayam Singh government came back, they went to court against it. They have not yet implemented their own policy they brought in earlier. We are also in court on this issue, and we hope to get some benefit coming out of that. Distressed assets, yes, we are always looking at growth. That's part of our philosophy. So we'll see what can be done, what can't be done. That's an ongoing activity all the time. Mr. Bhutani also raised the point. Mr. Bhutani raised the issue about company secretary inflation and depreciation is a concern. Well, I'll be honest, inflation is affecting all businesses across the board. It is affecting our input prices also, and it is affecting our selling prices also. So we've had the benefit of getting the benefit of a higher selling price, which has helped us give our performance better. There have been some delays in our projects due to the COVID period that has got impacted. Now things are opening up, and we sincerely hope the timelines I mentioned in my speech, we are working to complete them in that time frame. Well, actually, most growth, we are seeing all our businesses growing at different levels. We are not looking at one or the other. As I've given you details of what our growth plans are, that gives you an idea where we are investing and what the growth is. We do believe in scale. We do believe in size. We think that, the inflation and the people cost and the costs keep going up 7-8% a year. Unless we keep growing at least at that, we will not be able to move forward. So our philosophy is to keep growing our businesses so that we get a better return and we get better returns which can ultimately help all our stakeholders, including our shareholders. You mentioned about share price. Yes, that moves up and down. Frankly, we are not we just note what's happening in the share market. That's part of our philosophy. But we are happy with a good performing company. That is our approach and that is our focus area. That's we would like to focus on. Mr. Yashwant Chopra also raised some points regarding the Shriram brothers and the top management team. Thank you so much. We really value that. That's something which is very important. Our share price did reach 1220 at one time. That's good, but share markets, as we said, move up and down. We've seen that. And you all know that better than we do. We have the blessing of Sir Shriram. We believe in that. His value, his approach is something that guides us even today. And our focus on our investors and our employees is of a high order, and we value that tremendously. Chlor-Vinyl business is a good growth area. We've grown tremendously in that. When we complete this expansion of 850 tons a day at Bharuch, our Gujarat factory will be the largest single location plant in the world with 2200 capacity, and as a company we'll have over 2700 tons a day capacity, the second largest in India. So we want to continue growing in all our businesses forward. I think that is my attempt to cover all the questions raised by various shareholders. Thank you so much for all your interest you've taken, and we look forward to interacting further. As you are aware that all the resolutions were put to e-vote, and e-voting period was open from 16th of July 2022 to 18th of July 2022. I hope all of you must have cast your e-votes by now. However, those who have not cast their vote through remote e-voting have the opportunity to e-vote now, and accordingly they may e-vote on the resolutions by using the facility of e-voting provided at the portal through which you have logged in. The results of voting will be declared within 2 days and will be uploaded on the company's website. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for participating in today's meeting, and I now declare the meeting closed, but the e-voting window will be open for another 30 minutes. Thank you very much once again for participating in our company's AGM. Thank you.